HoneyChurch. I'm Jan Schmidt along with Carolyn Doran-Ballard. And Carolyn Kelly, you talked about her amateur success. She's involved in a lot, or has been involved in a lot of things in bowling.
She was a member of Team USA for 3 years. She also has Morehead State University, team champion there, and also coach after she graduated. So, you know what? Kelly likes to give back to the sport, and that's wonderful to see out of our youth.
Cara HoneyChurch, now age 29. This is her 9th telecast out of the 12 weeks. Giving you a run for your money, Carolyn. Carolyn has
Yes,
10 shows out of 12, but Cara only 2 titles so far.
Cara, another great amateur ranking champion, came out on tour, and she, I mean, just from day one, she's been, you know, a great player out here and always a big force.
After a long 12 weeks, the field a little short this week, only 49 bowlers, average to cash low, 189. Match play a 193 average. Once again, the sport bowling pattern, and it did its job. It required extreme quality shots this week.
This week was very grueling, and unfortunately it was the 12th week, so everybody was a little tired, and it really did try your patience quite a bit this week, and spares were very crucial.
Big double to start the match for Cara HoneyChurch. Carolyn talking about Kelly liking to give back. The ladies will have 4 weeks off, and she's going to spend 3 of those weeks teaching.
She's going to be teaching at the Dick Ricker Academy, and she said she doesn't mind going to do that because it actually clears her mind to take it off of her bowling to help others with their bowling. So I think that's wonderful.
Strike for Kelly, and we talked about her amateur career. She tells us how it was for her to transition into the professional bowling ranks.
Oh, from an amateur to professional, it's definitely more grueling. When I was an amateur, it was easy to come out here 1 week at a time, but to do it 12 weeks straight has definitely been difficult. It has really taken a toll on my mind and my body overall.
And we asked her about her physical
At the gym, but she said for next year, she plans on being ready.
She was very happy, though, with how her hand has held up over the course of the 12 weeks, and that can be attributed to a good fit also in equipment.
Absolutely. I mean, she's had the best work with her on her game, especially when attending college. And she was a little worried about her hand because she said sometimes it gets dry because she uses rosin. She has a habit of tearing. But in the 12 weeks, she said it was A-okay.
And that's a good tip, because when you do use rosin, you are more apt to tear. I used to tear a lot when I used it. When I stopped using it, it didn't tear quite as much.
Yes, it makes you a little bit drier, and it does. It gives you, especially if you sweat a lot, then you're doing the opposite.
As we mentioned, her 9th TV appearance. The 2 titles were 2 titles this year. She has 5 total in her career and can still shoot 300 here for that $50,000 bonus from Travel Lodge Hotels.
She was also saying that last week she was a little disappointed when she didn't win because she said she felt she bowled 10 good frames, bowled a game, and didn't win.
And didn't even shoot a really good game. She was very, very disappointed in that. But speaking of the 2 titles that Cara has won, it was the Greater San Diego Open and the Sport Bowling Challenge. That lady on top, though, 5 titles out of 12 events. She's sitting at my side. I'm trying to get it to rub off on me. Tremendous swing for Carolyn. And one-time title holders for this year, Liz Johnson, Michelle Feldman, Tish Johnson, and Leanne Barrett, of course, the winner last week.
And I just want you to know I'm not stopping there. I plan on in the fall maybe adding a little bit to that. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
call me greedy.
Well, the professional record in a season is 7, so do you think you'll get to that?
I'm going to try. Great shots by Cara. One thing I'd like to mention about Cara, too, is she drove up some of the new equipment that came out by Ebonite, and to try to see if she could get a little bit of a different look on the lane. And I'm going to find out if she's throwing one of those new ones and find out exactly what it is.
Kelly Kulick now trailing by 21 pins. Now, Carolyn, you would tell people, young kids, would you tell them to try to emulate her style there?
Absolutely. You know what? For a person with such a soft hand that gets that much on it, that much roll, she does have a basic style. She has a very simple 5-step delivery. She's solid at the line. And it's the soft hand that she has that gives her such great reaction. It's just so natural. That's very, very hard to teach because your normal tendency is to grab, and she's just so soft with it. Oh, look at that. Late tap, and look at that reaction.
Flop touch on the 10-pin. So Cara HoneyChurch is up by just a little. We'll be back with more of the Clabber Girl Greater Terre Haute Open right after this. We're back in the middle of the semifinal match, and while we were away, nothing but strikes. I hope you're sitting tight, folks. This lady has 7 strikes in a row, going for strike number 8, and still on that 300 pace. She's done it once before. Can she do it again?
Oh, wow. Did you see that 7-pin move?
It spun around.
Oh, my goodness. It spun and scooted. The pin actually hit it. The pin actually hit it and moved it over a little bit, and it was still wobbling. Bad break.
Wow, and she was going for that $50,000 from Travelodge Hotels. As I mentioned, she did do it once before in 1999 in the AMF Gold Cup, and collected a $50,000 bonus at that time. But Kelly Kulick now is right back in this match. We are all even. Both players can go off the sheet with strikes for 279. What a match. Look how the scores have turned around since that first game.
Absolutely. This is what makes bowling exciting. Great shot. Look at that. Good shot by Kelly. I asked her during the before this match whether she moved on the lane because of when she went high in that 8th frame of the last game, and she didn't. She just said she threw it a little slow coming out of the commercial. So, but I'll tell you, coming out of the commercial here, she's done just fine.
She is pretty tough to stay in this match.
One thing I've also noticed about Kelly, on her last TV appearances, she wasn't as pumped up, and she has said that before in the past, that her TV bowling, she's been a little disappointed, hasn't bowled as well as she has expected herself to come through in situations. Tonight, I'm seeing a new Kelly.
Coming up high.
Just the 4-7.
Yeah, big break, leaving just the 4-7. 9th frame, though, big setup frame.
Doesn't quite get it as far right as she's been getting it. Goes a little high, leaves the 4-7, trips that pin out of there. It's a good break for Kelly. She changes balls to shoot at her spare.
And she commented to us that while spare shooting is one of the things she needs to work on, her spare shooting was excellent this week.
And that was a big asset. Like I said, the scores were very low this week. And when you did leave something, you were glad. Especially if it was spareable, because there were a lot of splits this week.
Cara's strength keeping that ball in play, and weakness a little bit slow to adjust at times.
I bowled with Cara this week in qualifying, and she does. She very simple game, keeps the ball in play, makes her spares, and you know what? That's what gets you through on these tough conditions.
Big shot there by Cara. 9th frame, she could have really put the pressure on Kelly, but
on that shot, it looked like she pulled up a little bit, and she has mentioned that's one thing she wants to work on at the Kegel training facility, is that staying down on her shots a little more, not pulling up. She says she has a habit, the nerves set in, and she gets a little anxious.
So she spares it up in the 9th frame. She'll finish this match first. She will be able to close out Kelly Kulick. Best Kelly can shoot would be 257. Cara can strike out for 268. So she will basically need a strike and a spare to shut out Kelly Kulick.
We haven't had a tie in a while.
You want a tie?
Yeah, why not? Gives us a little more airtime.
And if we have a tie, what happens?
9th and 10th frame roll-off. What'd you think? I didn't know?
Just testing. Have you tied before on TV? See?
No.
Okay.
Ooh.
So we could have a tie, 9 count by Cara HoneyChurch.
She pulled up a little bit on that shot. Didn't quite hook as much on the back as the shot before. That's what you call a flat 7.
4-pin laying down in the channel, and Cara needs to convert it. She does, so she can strike for 257. Kelly Kulick would be able to throw 3 strikes to tie.
One thing I've noticed about Cara bowling out here is when she gets in her groove, when she finds her little niche or her little shot, she repeats. She continues to do the same thing over and over again, and it's definitely a confidence builder. Good shot.
Did all she could, shoots 257. She'll sit down and wait to see if she'll get another game in tonight or if she'll be headed home to Melbourne. Kelly Kulick taking a re-rack, knowing these 3 shots very important, has to get the first one first. Must strike out to tie.
This is definitely a test of your confidence, your nerves.
Big shot.
Great shot by Kelly. Wow, she's pumped up. She wants this. I am very impressed because like I said, her last shows, she was very reserved, very calm. Looks good. Great results. And look at that. She likes it.
That's 1, maybe 2 more. Come on. Taking a bit of a breath.
This is what bowling's all about, the 10th frame, whether you can do it or not. I mean, what a feeling of self-satisfaction.
And she doesn't get it done. So Cara HoneyChurch will move on, and when we come back, we'll take another look at tonight's scoring. Don't go away.